Hello everyone and welcome to my show. I'm Indra Bartona and have I got a treat for you today. I'll be interviewing Natasha Younge, an actress from Hollywood. And I'll be asking her all about how does she maintain a positive mindset in the entertainment industry. And then we'll also be covering off what Natasha's been up to lately. So let's get started.
Hello everyone, I'm Indra Bartona and I'm here with my guest, Natasha Younge. Welcome!
Thank you so much for having me, Indra.
It's wonderful to have you on the show, Natasha. And I first of all just want to congratulate you on your MBA. We are all so proud of you and what an achievement.
Thank you so much. It is a dream come true, so I appreciate that.
Well, just recently, before we hopped on to the show, we were just talking about the creating of good morning rituals and the previous show, Good Morning Vibes. I would love to know, do you do anything in the morning that's like a morning ritual?
Yes. Well, first of all, that first episode was phenomenal. I watched it several times because I got so many wonderful ideas from it. It jogged my memory about things that I would like to do. So to answer that, I'd say yes, I do have some things that I tend to do regularly. I don't know if I would call them rituals, but I'll list them. So the one thing I make sure I do every morning is reset my room from having, in sleep mode into it's all refreshed and ready for me when I get back there in the evening to sleep. That was one of the most important things that I integrated into my morning ritual that took me a little while to incorporate. I had many years where I was just jumping out of bed, leaving it there in a mess, and then to come back to that later in the day, there was something about it that didn't feel quite right to me. It felt like my day hadn't begun or I hadn't completed something. So once I revisited those great lessons I learned in childhood, like make your bed when you get up in the morning, that really kind of uplifted my day and made me ready to really get into this day anew. So that's one, and I guess that's a ritual. The other one, I actually had to jot a little of these down. Accountability mirror. So I have a mirror that's it's actually in my room, just right there. And on it are some Post-its. And I have some different affirmations and things that I want to think about first thing in the morning. So instead of opening my eyes and rattling off, okay, I've got this to do, I've got that to do next, the first thing I do is kind of turn my head, if I haven't, already, look over and see my affirmations of what I would like my day to look like. And having that set really has made the difference. And I'm going to give credit to David Goggins on this, his accountability mirror. I adapted it. And I feel like I made it a little bit more positive.
That sounds fun. I love it. It's so wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, those two things. And and I want to ask you how I can incorporate more, because the thing that really struck me about your first video is that you talked about this idea, which I loved, that you don't have to do the same things every single day in your morning ritual in order for it to be a morning ritual, which was part of my issue. I was always so upset because I couldn't repeat the same thing. I was like, oh, I'm not being consistent. So that was exciting to learn.
So I love that was something that you could take away from, just me sharing my experiences, and that maybe that would be something that could help you in your day.
I think, there's a lot of a sense of, for me, it's like, and I don't know who else out there feels like this at times, but feeling like if you don't do it, this particular way, that, you've got to start all over again.
I mean, particularly even if you think about, Monday to Friday is so dramatically different than a Saturday to Sunday for so many people. It's just different things are happening. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I wake up every day with different energy levels. I mean, do you find that yourself?
Absolutely. Each day is different. And some days you have a lot of energy, and other days you just need a little bit longer to get going.
I'd love to take that a little bit further. And, as far as, I know we just chatted about, the morning kind of vibes and the ritual. But I mean, as you as a person, I mean, I've noticed you always have a very sunny disposition about yourself. And I would love to know, and I'm sure everybody would love to know, so how do you keep that sunny disposition about you?
Well, honestly, it takes a lot of conscious intention. It's, there is a thought process that goes behind it. And, it's really interesting because I appreciate you saying that. That's great feedback. Sometimes I feel like my family might say something different, if we're being honest, because they see you at all points of the day. And, at some points of the day you have some different things. But, the fact is, I use that as feedback to remind me, hey, I actually intend to be a happy person. So how does a happy person behave? How do I want to feel? And so how do I want to think? And I have a choice in this moment to think a different thought, if that's going to help me to feel happier. And I love thinking about things that make me smile. There's a calendar device that I use, Google Calendar, and in there I'll program in for every hour of the day something to remind me, well, at 2:00 I have smile. So it's actually programmed into my calendar, and I'll do that, and it actually makes me feel better. So that's why I've done it. I have to remind myself sometimes, because you forget, you're like, I'm working, I'm doing all these things, but hey, this is supposed to be fun.
Look, I love that. Look, I think I might steal that one. 2:00 a smile after you've eaten lunch, and the body starts to the energy level starts to decline. I mean, we are humans, most of us, I think, on this planet. But the energy does start to, you feel it, and then by 3:00, so smile, and your whole disposition changes. So Natasha, I recently had the pleasure of being on your show on HAPS TV, the Young Hollywood Blast. Now, it's fun, and everybody, I would absolutely recommend to check it out. It is a great show. And I just want to ask you, it's like a live streaming show. What motivated you to just start this live streaming? I mean, this is just amazing.
It was a first time that we actually hosted a panel format. And Indra, you were a phenomenal guest. You brought so much positivity to our audience, so we appreciate you. But the Young Hollywood Blast is actually, it's expanding, and in a very, I would like to say, a positive way. We've always worked from this idea of creating, expanding the visibility of the members of our community. And it's about helping diverse, independent, emerging creators to get seen and get their work noticed and just out there. So this was a further development. Live streaming came into my attention this year, really, for the first time. We started on the Paper.ly platform. Thanks to Paper.ly, we've been around since 2011. And we just kind of told our audience, hey, we're going to get into live streaming on HAPS TV, which has been another great environment for us to continue exploring and getting our community the opportunity to get their work seen by new audiences, wider audiences, audiences who are looking and thirsty and hungry for new works by emerging talent. And so I love it. I love doing this, and I just cannot wait to get more visibility for all of our community members. So it's exciting.
It's so wonderful. And I think to think about live streaming, which is so much fun, is, on that call that I attended, it was fun because the live stream was happening in real time. And there was a director who was in Canada. I'm in Los Angeles. There were people at different places, and other members of the team that I believe they were going to all head out and go shoot something, go to set. And this was really, fun and exciting.
That's the fun part about live streaming with this global platform, is that we can connect with creators all over the world, literally in seconds, and it's at TV broadcast level. It's an amazing platform, and I'm looking forward to connecting with more of the creators that are starting to discover that space, so we can talk with them like we've talked with you as well. But yes, it's just wherever you can get internet, you can talk with us.
I believe that you have a lot of people that tune into your shows. It's very successful. So, that's a lot of hard work for you to keep that going.
The thing is, we are growing, but more people are discovering that the people that are tuned in to the type of energy we're bringing into the entertainment space, the independent entertainment space, they're starting to find us. And that's been the most exciting part for me.
So I wanted to also talk to you, Natasha, about your dreams, your future, the projects that you're working on. I happen to know one of them, and I'm sure the audience would love to know and hear about it, because I'm just very personally excited. Why don't you share with everybody one of the things that you are currently working on?
I am working on, for the first time, writing my own one-person show, and this would be for stage, but that might be a virtual stage. So it's in the works. The writing is happening and the ideas are coming together. I have some people that I'm working with on this, and I'll have some more information as it develops further. So we're kind of still into development stages, but it's exciting.
I would love to ask you one question, which is, if you could have a discussion with your younger self, what would you say to her to inspire, to create a positive idea of how she can head boldly into the world? I wouldn't more to say. Well, just think about what would you love to say to her, and something that would inspire all of us.
It's actually a question that I've asked many a time my own guests on some of my other live stream shows. It's really interesting. I think I had posted something on Instagram one time, and it came back to mind, what would I say to myself at age 23, whatnot. And the first thoughts that come to mind are just be kind to yourself. The world is hard enough out there, it depending on your worldview and how you perceive things, until you can really tune it up tune up your mind into a more positive place. You don't need any more, any extra burden. So be kind to yourself.
What a way to end the interview. It's just been such a delight to have you on our show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Indra.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us for the Natasha Younge interview, and I hope you enjoyed it. All of Natasha's social links are available below in the comment if you want to reach out and connect with Natasha. Please subscribe to this show if you haven't already, and if you have, I appreciate you. All of my social links are also listed below because I just love to unite with all of you on Twitter, on Instagram, and on the Positivity Vibe Tribe group on Facebook. I'm sending you love, light, and blessings. Until next time.